Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a exciting album review that I have for you. Today, I'm going to be looking at the brand new Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers live at the Fillmore CD box set. Uh, this just came out about 2 weeks ago. I'm filming this on December the 1st, and man, is it good. Uh, 10 out of 10 right off the bat. Uh, it's Tom Petty. Again, if you know anything about Petty, you know that this is very coveted. This set in Tom Petty lore. Him and the boys played about 20. Well, they played 20 shows, sold out shows at the Fillmore in California in 1997. So they had recorded songs for the "She's the One" soundtrack, which was the follow up to Wildflowers. So it does have some "She's the One" songs on here, like "Angel Dream" and "Walls." It's got all sorts of Wildflowers era sessions songs, like Wildflowers is on here, um, Honeybee is on here, Cabin Down Below is on here. Um, let's see, California from "She's the One." So it's got all sorts of those mid to late '90s songs that Petty was cranking out of him at that time. Of course, by this point, Stan Lynch was out of the band. Stan Lynch, the drummer for the Heartbreakers, up until 1994. His last sessions for them were the greatest hits songs, "Something in the Air" and "Mary Jane's Last Dance." So Stan was outed from the band, and then they brought in fantastic session drummer, former member of the Average White Band, Steve Ferrone, coming in clutch on the drums, and he's been laying it down ever since. He was with the Heartbreakers up until the end, and he currently has a show on Tom Petty Radio on Sirius XM. So you have him. You have newcomer Scott Thurston as well, who came in during the Wildflower sessions pretty much full time. Scott Thurston played with everybody from Jackson Browne to the Stooges, so he had his chops. Great harmony background singer. He played guitar, played piano, played harmonica. So he was an all-around great addition to the Heartbreakers to become a sextet. You had longtime bassist Howie Epstein still in the band. He was starting to decline a little bit in health at this point. He wouldn't live another 5 years, unfortunately, due to heroin. But he's laying it down here on the bass. And then you have stalwarts in the Heartbreakers, Benmont Tench and Mike Campbell. And man, what a lineup! Just the tightness of this band, the amount of material they were cranking out, and what's great about this set is that they focus a lot on the cover songs that the Heartbreakers were doing at this time. And they mentioned at the beginning, Petty talks about wanting to pay tribute to songs that he said, pay tribute to songs by bands that we love or bands that we used to love that we don't like them anymore after one song or so. So they do like some greatest. I mean, they do some like one hit wonders like "Louie Louie" by the Kingsmen. They do a couple of songs by Booker T and the MGs, "Green Onions," and what's the other one that they do? Um, anyway, I can't find it off the bat, but they do "Slaughter on 10th Avenue," the Ventures song. Mike Campbell plays a couple of Ventures songs on here. Um, so you get some spoken word stuff. You get a lot of just jamming with the guys. So just to give you an example, you've got the songs "Around and Around," "Jammin' Me," "Running Down a Dream." "Running Down a Dream's" the third song on the set. "Lucille" by Little Richard, "Call Me the Breeze," J.J. Cale. "Time Is on My Side," "Listen to Her Heart," "Waiting in School," which is a Ricky Nelson song. "Slaughter on 10th Avenue." Then a song that apparently Mike wrote called "The Date I Had with That Ugly Old Homecoming Queen," "I Won't Back Down," "You Are My Sunshine." He's like, this is a song that I learned in camp, and he's got the audience singing along. He plays harmonica, and then they applaud, and then they go into the song "Ain't No Sunshine" by Bill Withers. Really, really cool. And then they close out CD1 with "It's Good to Be King" from Wildflowers. Now, I should mention that a lot of these songs did make appearances on American Treasure. And they also made appearances on the live anthology as well as the Wildflowers box set. So some of these songs we've heard before, like that version of It's Good to Be King, um, Cabin Down Below, I believe we've heard. That Jam and Me, I think, is on live anthology as well. So, you're getting mostly tracks that you've never heard these renditions before, but some of them they have shown up in other box sets. Um, CD2, you have Rip It Up. You gotta rip it up. It's just so good. You don't know how it feels with the harmonica, and he does like this whole call and response to the audience, like let's roll another one, and then the whole audience goes roll another one. So you got this really great interplay between Petty and the audience. I'd Like to Love You, Baby, Diddy Wah Diddy, which has made an appearance on live anthology. Um, Guitar Boogie Shuffle. He's like, this is a song I wanted to be sure that we did before we finished up at the Fillmore. I Want You Back Again by the Zombies. They play that a lot on Tom Petty radio. On the Street, which is a song that Benmont Tench wrote while they were in Mudcrutch. Really, really good. California, one of my favorite songs from the She's the One. Little Maggie, which is the only song on here other than guest performers like McGuinn and wow, why can't I think of his name? John Lee Hooker. This is the only Heartbreaker that sings lead. It's Scott Thurston does a version of Little Maggie, the bluegrass country song. He actually sounds a little bit like Elvis Costello on that song. They do Walls, Hip Hugger, Friend of the Devil, which was on live anthology. Heartbreakers Beach Party. Somebody called it out, and he's like, "Did somebody say Heartbreakers Beach Party?" And it's this goofy little song about the Heartbreakers on the beach eating hot dogs and potato salad. Angel Dream, The Wild One Forever, which is a fantastic version. That's a deep cut from the first album, and he really gets up into the high register of his voice. Even the Losers, American Girl. American Girl's acoustic, kind of short. There's not a solo at the end. You Really Got Me by the Kinks is killer, and then they do a instrumental of Goldfinger to finish off CD2. CD3, you have an introduction to call out Roger McGuinn. Petty talks about him being a big influence to him and a mentor over the years. They do the Byrds song, It Won't Be Wrong, which sounds like it could have been the Byrds doing it, the way the tightness of the Heartbreakers. And they do You Ain't Going Nowhere, one of my favorites, with Mike Campbell playing the Clarence White guitar licks. Drugstore Truck Driving Man, I know that's a favorite of Rich Strickler. 8 Miles High, McGuinn is like, this is a song about flying over England. Crazy Mama is another one that they do. And then Benmont breaks into Green Onions, fantastic. High Heel Sneakers, then John Lee Hooker comes out. He does Find My Baby, Locked Up in Love Again, Serves You Right to Suffer, Boogie Chillin'. And then Tom Petty closes out CD3 with I Got a Woman. The Elvis rendition of it. And then CD4, it opens with a funny little thing where he's talking about breaking his amplifier, and he talks about, their roadie, Alan Weedle. Then they do Knocking on Heaven's Door, Honeybee, Country Farm, You Wreck Me, Shaking All Over, which is a highlight for me, by Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. Shaking All Over is really good. Free Fallin', I'm never a fan of hearing Tom Petty do Free Fallin' live, simply because really after those first couple of tours that he did it, he did like a weird like background vocal pre-recorded thing where he didn't hit the high note. It was essentially like the recording from the album in the background. So every time you hear Tom Petty do Free Fallin', it's always a little disappointing that he's not singing that part of Free Fallin' at the end where it's going, and I'm free. He's kind of lip syncing or singing over top of a pre-recorded track on that one part. So anyway, it's okay. Where am I? Where did I go? Shaking All Over, Free Fallin', Mary Jane's Last Dance, which was a couple years old. Bye Bye Johnny. They do a great version of Satisfaction by the Stones. And then they do It's All Over Now by the Stones. Really, really good. Louie Louie, Gloria, which is really funny, by them. It's about 9 minutes long. And he tells this long story about, meeting a girl named Gloria. Of course, he's making it up on the spot. It's fantastic. And he's like, and the wind was whispering her name. And then you have the audience coming out saying, Gloria. It's like, and the wind started howling. And they're like, Gloria. It's really, really fun. It's a great build up. Really, really, really good stuff. And then they close with the deep cut, All Right for Now, from Let Me Up, I've Had Enough. Really nice acoustic lullaby kind of thing. And then they bid the audience adieu. He gives them his blessing, says, God bless you. And then the show is over. You have about close to 4 hours of music here, maybe a little bit more than 4 hours of music. I can't recommend it enough. Again, it's fantastic. I didn't do an unboxing, but let me show you what's inside. You get a patch called the Fillmore House Band, which is what they were calling themselves during that time. Whatever this is worth, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, San Francisco, the Fillmore, All Access Pass. Really nice booklet, which, with images and essays and things. I still haven't read this. I need to. I might read that tonight. And some pop-out guitar picks reminiscent of the ones that were used. So you have Tom Petty, Mike Campbell, and then Scott Thurston's guitars. And then on the back, you can see the Fillmore House Band. And then you have the CDs. Again, you got this little ribbon that lifts the CDs out. And all of the sleeves are really, really cool. Different patterns, psychedelic. So, yeah, I can't say enough great things about this box set. Probably the only complaint that I would have about the box set is the fact that it's not this size. So, you see, I wish they would be consistent with that, especially for the money that you pay. I think this was like $40 to buy this, but, at the end of the day, it's about the music, but, I would just, if they're going to charge that, especially in paper sleeves, maybe give us a little bit more packaging. So anyway, let me know what y'all think about this album. I can't get enough of it. I think it's absolutely perfect. I can't say enough nice things about this album. So yeah, comment below. Tell me what you think of it if you've got it. There are different variations of it that you can get. There's a mega Uber set that comes in like a leather case. There's like a 3 CD Redux. There's a 6 or 7 LP set. So let me know what version you got, if you're going to get one, waiting for Christmas, whatever it might be. In the meantime, y'all be good, take care, and yeah, listen to Tom Petty. Bye now.